64. We're catching up. And as I said before, I'm sorry that it's taken so long, but we're going to get caught up to 65 next week, hopefully. This is Chris Chan, Comprehensive History, Part 64. Holy shit. I say that every time. But it's still just mind boggling that we've done 64 episodes in grand total. It's a shame that we lost most of them, but we are here where we're at now. So, my god, this has been going on for like 3 years. I've been doing this for like 3 years. It's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Leave a like if you like Chris Chan Comprehensive Histories or reactions to it, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna be getting caught up with this, and we're gonna go forward with that with more Chris Chan content coming your way. So, without ado, here we go. At least the last one's still fresh in my mind, even though it was like the shortest one we've had.
What made her this way? What is the attraction?
I think there was no attraction to Chris.
What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
I still love that belt buckle. I have the belt buckle. I just don't have a photo for it. I just have like a little weird JoJo's Bizarre Adventure clip inside of it.
On June 13th, 2018, Justin Silverman, a media producer connected to the gaming scene and event coordinator for the Too Many Games convention in Pennsylvania, emailed Christine, letting her know that he heard of her fundraising campaign to get to the convention. Silverman wrote that he could not offer her any booths to sell her merchandise and did not guarantee that she could take part in a panel discussion, but instead offered her a free guest badge for the event and the
Oh,
possibility of getting squeezed into a panel discussing so-called cringe culture. The following day,
that's
Chris
cool.
uploaded 2 videos on YouTube, hoping to find technical assistance regarding her vintage home computer and gaming console, the Commodore 64.
As you can see right behind me, da-da-da-da-da-da, there's my Commodore 64 monitor, and there's my floppy cassette drive with 2 joysticks.
That's actually cool.
And here's my old BFF. I got just about everything needed to put this thing back into order once again, be able to play on it and everything, but there's a slight problem.
Oh.
Yeah, it needs some TLC. I tried to get it out, trying to fix it with a Lysol wipe, but the AV output, this thing right here, yeah, it's got rust around the edges. Okay, so that's the update. Oh, and also I'm not sure where it is, and I definitely need it, but I need the power cord for the floppy drive as well.
I hadn't seen one of these in so long.
I'm gonna check eBay for an inexpensive one. So, thank you all so much. Please, all responses to this video are to be sent to my email address, christine@cowickville.us.
Oh my god, when he gets out of prison, it's gonna be
I'll put the
lit.
email address in the description below. Thank you.
Viewers on the Kiwi Farms noticed that in the video, they could see a drawing of Magichan and Crizel, Chris's supposed husband and wife, taped to the ceiling above her bed.
Oh
In
no.
the second video, she delves more in depth regarding her problem.
Alright, power light comes on. As you can see, not much is happening up here. So, kind of stumped. Still need local help.
It's
probably
old.
something
It's like
with
some
the
old ass
circuitry.
technology.
I'm guessing, I don't know. I know squat about circuitry. Alright? So,
Ow.
requesting help locally from somebody in Charlottesville who's got the technological knowledge to, you know, go inside and all the parts and figure out what the problem is. Because I love this old friend of mine, you know? And also, reminder, please go to my GoFundMe page and help me on building up the funds I need to go to the Too Many Games convention up in Pennsylvania. I'm very serious about that. Thank you.
Chris has
Null,
been to more
the
conventions than
administrator
I've
of
been
the
to.
Kiwi
That's
Farms and
wild.
moderator of Chris's business email, relayed to her that she received many helpful emails, nearly all telling her that she was using the wrong cable. After some advisement, Chris purchased a new TV monitor composite cable on eBay for $11. On June 16th, Chris notified her followers that her GoFundMe campaign for her trip to Too Many Games had reached $60 out of the $400 goal and encouraged more fans to contribute to the fund. At around the same time,
Hey, I
YouTuber
mean, you getting
Gino
something.
Samuel too, the creator of the Chris Chan A Comprehensive History
Are you plugging your own shit right now?
documentary series, had his channel manually reviewed by YouTube moderators after applying for monetization, who found it violated anti-bullying guidelines of the site and so terminated his account.
What was that, like episode
Fans of
13?
the series lashed out at Christine, falsely believing that she reported the videos, which caused the takedown. In an effort to quell the accusers, some other party, possibly Null, was granted access to her Twitter account to write a post denying she had any part in the takedown and wished for a swift recovery for Gino and his fanbase. His channel remains terminated to this day.
Oh no, it's like you
Also
got
on
like
June
5 of them.
16th, Christine shared a recent drawing she made to celebrate Pride Month, depicting 10 of her more prominent Sonichu characters, proclaiming in unison that
Alright,
those
hold on. Two things. Number one, keep Mewtwo out of this, okay? I don't like seeing my boy ruined in this shit. Secondly, Gino, I love you. I love watching your work. It's been very entertaining for me for very years. I went through all the changes with the hair color and the hair length and shaving my head and losing weight and gaining weight and all that great shit. Became a completely different person since I've been watching this shit. There was no reason to include that. Let's be honest. I mean, unless you want to plug in my Megan Schroeder interview I did, just saying.
and the LGBTQ community were not alone. This picture, along with Chris herself, were briefly featured in a collaborative video project titled You Will Be Found, made by YouTube channel Scribbler Productions, which featured almost 100 members of the My Little Pony fandom, or
Oh my
bronies,
god, they're all
showing their
they're all
support
men.
for the LGBTQ community.
My god, it's fucking cringe. My fucking god.
On June 17th, to celebrate Father's Day, she commemorated the occasion with a tweet. Hashtag Happy Father's Day to each and every father in this world and in every single other dimension too. My father is alive again. I still love him, even in his checker-patterned glory.
Thanks, Chris.
The message was accompanied by a drawing of Chris Chan Sonichu with her arm around the shoulders of her father's Sonichu form, Robert Chu Franklin Chandler Jr. The following day, Chris claimed that her mother found an old autographed photo of music artist Johnny Cash and gave consent to have it sold to help fund Chris's trip to Too Many Games. It was listed on eBay for $200. Soon after, she advertised her autographed photos on Twitter, which could be personally signed. A Twitter user offered to pay $75 for one if Chris wrote that it was for Julie, referencing Christian's oft-uttered pronunciation of Julie during the times he was masturbating to the troll-fabricated girlfriend in 2009. She soon listed a single, so-called limited edition printed photo of himself from around 2005, with the word Julie written on his forehead, claiming that this would be the only time she would personally write that quote-unquote darned meme word. The listing was in fact double the asking price that the previous Twitter user suggested. Chris soon brought down the price of the picture on eBay to $75 and was quickly sold.
Okay,
One
look,
day
I
before
would have
her
bought
trip
that.
to
That's
the
kind of
gaming
funny.
convention, Christine listed another item, a poster from the Too Many Games convention of 2015, signed by a selection of YouTubers present at the time for $300. On June 22nd, Chris's GoFundMe campaign concluded, ultimately reaching $120 out of her $400 goal. In the morning, she began her
Can't win
drive
them all.
to Pennsylvania, bringing with her a baseball bat for protection, and also one of 4 Sonichu standees she had made, allegedly representing Sonichu's real-life scale. When she arrived, she was greeted by Justin Silverman, who presented her with a special badge. He allegedly then warned her about her behavior at the convention and told her not to use her baseball bat and cause trouble. Also on the first day, Chris met up with YouTuber Jab50Yen, with whom she bonded.
A
In
little too
between
closely,
attending
I see.
discussions, she would meet with fans and take photos with them, often strongly embracing them. She also kissed many attendees of all genders on their cheeks,
Of both
some of whom
genders.
went on
Of both genders, Gino. I know you're young, but let's not be fucking dumb, okay? It's both genders. Jesus fucking Christ.
to complain to the organizers and security at the convention. Chris was apparently given a warning in person, but it is not confirmed. On the second day, Christine donned her classic polo.
Okay, look, I'm just gonna say this. Like, yeah, it's fucking gross and creepy, but like, it's Chris. It's fucking Chris Chan. Like, if you're a woman, I can understand it, but like, you're a dude, that's some fucking internet culture history right there. Normally, I wouldn't want somebody like that touching me, but if Chris give me a kiss on the cheek, I would wear that shit as a badge, man. I've been following your work for many years. Let's go.
Shirt, visibly in tatters. She messaged Null about meeting with a certain CJ, who Null was convinced was a troll, since CJ apparently told Chris that Surfshack Tito, Jack Thaddeus, and Clyde Cash were also at the convention.
My
Null
God.
discouraged Chris from meeting with CJ, after which point she avoided any talk of CJ whatsoever. Null later learned that CJ was in fact an alias for a group of friends wanting to help Chris sell merchandise, and the reference to the past trolls had been made by one of the group without informing the others. Ultimately, nothing transpired regarding their plan. Early on the 23rd, Christine went to a panel presented by Mike Pollock, voice actor for Sonic franchise villain Dr. Eggman, also known as Robotnik, and Kenny James, voice actor for Nintendo's Mario villain Bowser. Chris was selected to quote-unquote roast the voice actors or playfully insult them. A couple of attendees managed to film the
I
interaction.
feel like it didn't go according to plan.
Mike, you're gonna make a dream of mine come true, because I've enjoyed every scene where Sonic got to insult Eggman, and I've got one that I came up with recently, and I just want Eggman's reaction, by the way. I'm a Sonic Chew. So in case you don't know, I transformed to this one, and I'm encountering Eggman, and Bowser can laugh if he wants to, if he likes it. So, Eggman, let's talk for a moment. You like wordplay?
There's no way he doesn't know who Chris is.
Alright. So, I got good news for you. Go back to call yourself Robotnik. Because don't work backwards. You say Eggman, I say, nah, I'm gay. Split it up a little bit further, it sounds like, nah, I'm gay.
Oh my God, this is cringe.
More sophisticated than that. So what do you have to say for you now? See yourself now. Nah, gay?
Well, I believe William Shakespeare said it best when he said, "What's in the name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet."
Ah!
That's it, guys. Thanks for coming out, and have a nice time.
He handled that pretty well. Okay, let's be honest.
Not long after, upon receiving complaints from multiple attendees for being kissed and hugged by her without permission, Christine was told by event security to leave the convention. She had an emotional breakdown at the venue and collapsed to the floor, curling up in the fetal position, or what she later called hedgehog defensive state.
Oh my
She
fucking
took
God.
the Sonichu standee and put it face down to mimic her actions. Chris lay on the ground and refused to respond to the staff. Jab50N came to calmly explain to her the situation. A police officer also arrived to try and remove Chris. However, Jab50N did his best to explain to the officer the reason for Chris's infamy and why it would be unadvisable to publicly force her to leave, as the scene would quickly be spread around online with the help of the Kiwi Farms and the Quickie. After a short while, Linda, a mother of an autistic child, came to Chris's side to comfort her and defuse the situation. Chris eventually regained composure and was escorted to the police office, where she was further calmed down by Linda, after which point she agreed to leave. On her way back to her hotel, she stopped for lunch at Collegeville Italian Bakery to eat some pizza. commenting on Twitter that the establishment was made 20% cooler because of her presence.
Oh my
Chris then
god.
suggested that they make a new pizza called the Sonichu Zap, featuring yellow peppers. In the evening, Christine,
Banana
or likely
peppers?
Null, went to Twitter to apologize to the staff of Too Many Games and jab 50 yen, and noted that to Chris's understanding, she did not receive a warning in person, and only got one in the form of a Facebook message, which she did not notice until after she was asked to leave.
That's weird.
On June 24th, Keemstar, a YouTuber known for his coverage of internet pop culture and
Why is fucking this gnome over here investing in? Yeah, why are you inserting yourself, Keem? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking midget. You fucking
drama,
dwarf.
asked Chris to direct message her, hoping to feature her in a future video, but one never materialized. Later that day, Chris
Look, god damn it. I haven't had to think about Keemstar in like 6 months or something. It's so nice not being on Twitter and not giving a fuck about this YouTuber, TikToker, fucking drama bullshit. Like, I can go the rest of my life not giving a fuck about these random ass people and their random ass fucking drama sessions. It means nothing to me. I'm an adult. I don't care about this shit. That being said, Keemstar, what are you trying to drag Chris for? You can't do anything more than people have already done who are much worse people than you are yourself. Jesus fucking Christ. Sit the fuck down.
Christine returned
Go fight with
home
Ethan
and
some
wrote
more.
a string of tweets regarding the incident at Too Many Games. One question: what is wrong with this world? A peck on the cheek from a celebrity that one likes, positively mind you, is not offensive to me. What really ticks me off is that any displays of likes and affection is viewed as taboo and more offensive than bloody, gory violence. And
Okay,
how
I will
do I
agree with
feel
that. That is
after
true.
all of the love and positivity I had been finding and giving back and sharing around? It all turned around against me in one felt swoop. I feel emotionally hung over and like a load of crap. I'm going to tell all of you hater trolls something right now. I will remain optimistic and open-hearted, and I am not going to fail. I have the love of my real, positive, and kind people and fans, and I have the love of my partners, Magichan, Crizel, Sylvana, and Mewtwo.
That's
Here,
a gangbang
they
up
are
in the
right
Chris
here
Chan
with
house.
me, and they directly, offline, communicate with me always. And more importantly, I love them all, and they love me truly. This is real. When a Twitter user told her that she got in trouble because she hugged and kissed people without their permission, Chris clarified that everyone she met had the option to keep at arm's length or push away, but none did, and simply returned her hugs out of kindness and love. She then shared the drawing she began working on, which depicted an embellished version of her exchange with the voice actor of Dr.
Okay, look, to be fair, I could probably see that he's actually telling the truth. I could totally see that people wanted the attention to come up and get a hug from him or whatever, but then some people's just like, I got what I wanted, I'm gonna turn this whole thing around. I'm not even gonna debate that because I'm 100% sure that's exactly what happened. So Chris probably wasn't in the wrong, as creepy as it is.
Eggman, with Christian Sonichu replacing Christine in referring to the villain as Nam-gay, and Eggman confessing that he is asexual, with Bowser off to the side laughing because Christian Sonichu called him gay.
Honestly, Chris is getting pretty good at
On
drawing.
June 25th, she listed one of her Sonichu standees on the online marketplace website, Mercury, for $300. On the 26th, Null had a conversation with Christine via text messaging regarding her behavior at Too Many Games. He warned her that her actions may cause her to get preemptively banned from the My Little Pony convention, BronyCon, and if she continued to act the way she did, she could get banned from conventions worldwide, or even get charged with sexual assault. Chris wrote that she understood the situation and planned to keep her lips sealed before telling Null of her communications with the CPU goddesses from the anime and game series
Null's got the
Dimension
patience of a
Neptunia,
fucking saint.
which he completely ignored. On June 27th, Justin Silverman got in touch with QB Farms user and Quickie moderator Rusticus, denying claims that Chris had been promised a merchandise booth and panel discussion, and stressed that he did warn her about her conduct in person. Upon seeing his posts, Christine responded to Silverman on Twitter, refuting his claims that he warned her in person. Silverman himself quickly replied, confirming that he warned Chris in person and received word from security that they had warned her as well. He then questioned why she tweeted the accusatory message after liking several of Silverman's Facebook posts. Chris wrote that her liking his posts had nothing to do with what happened at Too Many Games, and clarified that she had been warned against using her baseball bat and received no word against kissing attendees.
I mean, I see
She
it both
added that
ways. Like,
Justin should have
Justin's
brought
right,
her
but like at
aside
the same
and
time,
told her in
the Facebook
person,
Messenger
but
is like,
since he
what?
didn't, he epic failed at his job, earning an under-mediocre rating of 2 out of 5. Not long after,
Okay, I mean, you shouldn't be
Kristen
kissing
wrote
random
several
people, so.
tweets admitting that she realized opening herself more to others was a bad thing for some individuals, and promised to keep her lips to herself from then on, and only would kiss someone on the cheek if so requested. As a result of her behavior at the convention, she was reported to the staff of BronyCon, who took note of her past activity and encouraged all attendees to be cautious, but decided not to ban Chris from the event. On June 29th, Chris unveiled a new character which she conceived a few days prior, Scarlet, the CPU goddess of the Commodore consoles and the nation of Kama, who represented the Commodore 64 game console, inspired by the Hyperdimension Neptunia game and anime universe.
Like
She
a He-Man
added that the
character.
notes were written whether or not people believed her, and confirmed that the quote-unquote shit was real. On the final day of June, Chris complained about the casting of actor and comedian Jim Carrey as the villain Robotnik in the upcoming
He was
motion
the best
picture
part!
adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog, falsely assuming that the movie would be animated, and criticized Carrey's voice acting prowess. She further added that the movie would be inferior in quality, like the past game and TV series Sonic Boom, and claimed she would protest to demand the movie be made better. Later on, she elaborated on her newfound appreciation for an old catchphrase of hers. I want to make a note. After some time, I'd thought zap to the extreme to be trite sounding, but more recently, I have literally been feeling more and more of the electricity inside myself. Not killing myself, mind you, but I dare say now,
Honestly, it's kind of
let's
cool
all
to see him
zap
say
it
zap
up
to
to
the
the
streamer
extreme.
screen.
On July 1st, Christie noticed that Jab 50 Yen was answering fan questions on Twitter, and regarding Chris's odor at the convention, he clarified that contrary to popular belief, she did not smell bad. Chris added that she showered nightly and thoroughly for around 10 minutes, utilizing soap, water, shampoo, and conditioner,
Shouldn't do the
and
shampoo
applied
every day.
deodorant every morning. The next day, Chris received a fan-made plush doll of her original My Little Pony-inspired character, Nightstar. On the 2nd, she wrote a long string of tweets explaining the backstory of her recently created CPU.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this too. Like, I don't really care about My Little Pony. I'm never gonna be a brony. I'm never gonna watch that stupid shit. The only character I know is Rainbow Dash, and that's just because I used to live with lesbians who were all about Rainbow Dash. But I think Nightstar is kind of a cool name. Like, if we're being honest, it's kind of a cool name.
Scarlet,
Sounds like
claiming that
Starfire.
she had passed away in 1994, and her spirit was entombed in a Commodore 64 that was currently in the ownership of a woman in the dimension of the real world, and would manifest herself soon. On July 3rd, she attended her scheduled court appearance regarding her trespassing charge in the Fashion Square shopping mall in Charlottesville, Virginia. It was given another continuance, this time for a date only 3 days away. Upon returning home, she went to Twitter to excitedly write that she uncovered her collection of vintage game discs for the Commodore 64 and posted photos of her collection. The next day, to commemorate the Independence Day of the United States, Chris posted a photo of herself giving a salute while wearing her classic striped polo shirt, visibly torn and falling apart. She then tagged the official account for Ralph Lauren, the original makers of the shirt, and asked if they could.
Okay, so off topic real quick, and the only reason I paused this video is because I literally had a nightmare involving Ralph Lauren this morning, last night, whenever. I'm gonna make this very quick. In my nightmare, I had hair, and it was peeling off in the back, kind of like a wig or like a flap on a pajama or something. So I was like, what do? My grandmother told me you need to contact Ralph Lauren, he can fix your hair. I know who Ralph Lauren is, but in my dream I didn't know who Ralph Lauren was. So I was sitting there on my phone trying to look up his shop nearby. He lives in New York, by the way. But I'm looking up his shop, trying to find out, like, I need to find Ralph Lauren, and while I'm in the swimming pool doing this, two polar bears attack me, and the girl I was in the pool with turned into a polar bear, and the whole time I'm just underwater holding my phone up like this, still trying to text, and that is what I dreamed about last night. I think drugs are a hell of a thing. Not saying I'm on drugs, but what the fuck.
Could begin to reproduce the unit once more, or to restore the one she owned. On July 6th, Christine's trespassing case was finalized. She was not given any fine, but instead was placed on the therapeutic docket, a program offering routine meetings with courthouse staff and mandatory therapy sessions for those with severe or persistent mental illness
Oh
as
my
an
god.
alternative to jail time. After she returned home, she lowered the price of the signed Too Many Games poster up for sale on eBay from $299 to $200. She also added her own name to the array of YouTuber signatures. Notably, in the item's description, she suffixed her name with Sonachu, possibly alluding to her supposed marriage to Magi-chan Sonachu. Also, by this date, Chris had earned around $550 from sales of her autographed photos on eBay. She then purchased a
See,
Sega Genesis game console from the
if I
auction
was
site
famous,
for a
that'd be the
price
only
of
thing I would do.
$40, a Commodore 64 game for $13, and finally, another Commodore 64 computer for $150. On July 9th, Lucas, a member of a group of teenagers with whom Chris met up on occasion, asked for advice on Twitter regarding his case of writer's block. Christine wrote that it may be beneficial for him to mind link and enter into the story he was writing and meet with the characters. On July 10th, Chris introduced a new item on her eBay store, a replica poster depicting his original attraction sign used during his love quest in 2003, on sale for $60. Users of the Kiwi Farms noted that Chris had altered the poster with what they assumed to be Microsoft Paint and replaced the small text with a typed version, while also removing a warning singling out marrieds and blacks, and adding a disclaimer at the bottom to state that the use of the poster was purely for entertainment and should not be used to elicit solicitations. Later that day, a transgender woman on Twitter wrote that trans women were not told or warned about getting periods,
Because
which
they can't.
amounted to periods of moodiness, cramps, and sadness.
Trans women
Chris
cannot get
replied,
periods.
stating that she felt some of her period that very day. On July 11th,
But
Chris
god,
notified her Twitter followers that
like, I don't hate these people, but they're so fucking delusional. Like, my fucking god. And it's just, the worst thing is you can't correct them because you get called a bigot or whatever, and it's just the dumbest shit ever because you're not, you're just making an observation, or you're just like saying, hey, let's snap back to reality. You can't get one. Trans women, you can't get one. It's fucking impossible. You know who can't get them? Trans men, unless they're on some kind of hormone blocker. I don't really know if that helps with that. But we don't have a uterus, so that doesn't work that way.
her plans to stay with friends in a hotel during her trip to BronyCon had collapsed, and so urged for someone to help fund her stay there by purchasing her Too Many Games poster on eBay. At around this time, Null text messaged Christine to encourage her to talk with her court-appointed therapist and get the police involved in investigating the extortion carried out by the Idea Guys, Joshua Wise, and Stephen Boyd. The therapist was allegedly aware of her purported spouses, Magi-chan and Crizel, but she was cautious about talking about the Idea Guys and her reality stone, which she elaborated was contained within her and was the same in concept as the plot device used in the Marvel comic book series, Infinity Wars.
Of course it was.
Apparently, Magi-chan had informed her that the stone should be used together with her amethyst high school ring, which was a fragment of a reality stone, as originally told by Kiwi Farms user, the Captain, to undo the damage Wise and Boyd had done unto their dimension. Also, at around this time, Chris met up once more with Lucas and his friend Devil in Lucas's home while his parents were away.
That's
When she arrived
scary.
there, Chris presented them with original drawings, and in return, she was given marijuana to smoke. While high, Lucas recorded a video which apparently shows Christine deeply kissing what she believed to be her wife, Griselle Rosechew, invisible to all observers.
Can you? Okay. Ah! I don't mean to keep pausing this, but I hate Stone Sour. I hate this song. I hate it so much. What are teenagers listening to Stone Sour? Why?
I love you, Griselle.
Tied on you, yeah.
My wife, my lovely lady, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
Very pretty.
Thank you.
At a
Ugh.
later point, Lucas revealed via private messages that Chris smelled like cat urine and had confessed to wanting to have sex with her mother. In addition, she allegedly had little understanding of personal space and would excessively hug, nuzzle against, and kiss them randomly. On July 12th, a Twitter user who had purchased a signed and framed photo from Christine received their package to find that the glass of the frame had broken inside the envelope, blaming Chris for her poor packaging. She wrote that it was not her fault, as she clearly labeled the bubble envelope with the warnings, fragile, and handle with care, supposing either the receiver was being trollish or the post office was responsible for the damage. On the 14th, Christine listed a handmade blanket found by her mother Barbara for sale on eBay for $200. The item was introduced by Barbara in a YouTube video posted that same day.
My name is Barbara Chandler. I'm asking you to buy this blanket from me. Recently, I have been working really hard clearing out the
Read the script,
things
Barbara. Read the
that
script.
They moved into the house 3.5 years ago. I had a lot of trash to put out.
Your son
and
included.
I had to pay the trash people a lot of money.
The city. You have to pay
take
the
my
city.
Trash, Friday. So I'm asking you to please help by buying this blanket because I'm low on funds.
You're always low on
and
funds.
We need help. Thank you for buying this blanket. I appreciate it.
The blanket was soon sold to a willing buyer. On July
You're a
16th,
fucking idiot.
Christine informed her followers that her amethyst high school ring, which had been purchased by Kiwi Farms user The Captain in April, had been returned to her possession after paying him back the original cost of $200 plus shipping. The next day, she expressed that she was glad that she did not have to go to the fashion square anymore because it no longer featured toy, video, or bookstores and only sold clothes and crap. On July 18th, Chris posted a YouTube video in which she asks for help regarding her overheating car. By this point, she began regularly donning a toy tiara modeled after those worn by characters of the anime Sailor Moon.
Hello, everybody. It's Christine Chandler coming to you live from my car right now. I'm stopped right now, but my car has been acting up lately. It's been going towards the heat. There's things wrong with the antifreeze coolant thing. I think there's like a couple of leaks there. I just had this car worked on that, but they couldn't patch all the leaks, but now it's getting worse.
How could they
So,
not?
yeah, please do me the big favor. Buy my big price items so I can get this car totally patched up so I can get to BronyCon and all that.
Notice the windows are all rolled up.
Yeah, big price items. Please buy those now so I can get this car worked on today.
According to the captain, Chris then began text messaging all liable contacts for extra money. On that same day, she dropped off the car at a mechanic as an emergency case, meaning she would have to raise funds and pay for the maintenance after the issue was taken care of. The next
Okay,
day,
he just like randomly
a certain
poses.
Miss Cherry, a trans woman in Australia, pledged more than $500 per month to Christine's Patreon page,
What the fuck?
boasting in the comments section that she was paying a lot more than others to be her new sweetheart and #1 fan, and was confident an update was forthcoming on Chris's YouTube channel. Chris herself appeared to reply to her, thanking Miss Cherry for her patronage, but rejecting her offer of becoming Chris's new lover. Refusing to accept her rejection, Miss Cherry then increased her pledge amount to $1,000. They commenced a private conversation while messaging on Patreon, during which they discussed Christine's polyamorous marriage, revealing that she had allegedly also gotten married to her original character, Sylvana Rosechew, in the
What?
Pokemon Mewtwo. They also talked about sex reassignment surgery, with Chris writing that she wanted to cut off her penis.
Oh
Miss
no.
Cherry added that she had not yet had the surgery either because it cost a lot of money to get it done professionally. Chris wrote to her that she hated
I mean, you would have the money just instead of donating it, or Chris would have the money just accepting it. So
her penis and allegedly had not masturbated since 2011.
what the I
On
fucking
July
doubt that.
20th, Chris completed drawing and coloring her comic, Sonichu Issue 12-9, solely focused on her My Little Pony inspired character, Nightstar. The story begins with Nightstar narrating her life starting from her birth, sharing the same birth date as Christine. She reveals
Yeah.
that she
What are
has a
the
bit of
odds?
the autism, and when she was younger, learned that she shared a psychic mind link with Christopher Weston Chandler in another dimension, with whom she sympathized and connected. Her life mirrored Christian's in many ways, including her penchant for drawing and traveling through different dimensions. Nightstar also developed heterochromia by getting some slime into one eye during an experiment, causing it to change color. Years later, while in Canterlot High School, set in the human dimension of My Little Pony's Equestria, Nightstar, while in human form, meets with Christine Chandler for the first time. Nightstar plants her own unique identifying cutie mark onto Christine, which turns her into a human version of a pony as well. After encouragement from Nightstar, Chris initiates a conversation with a woman named Diamond Melody, Nightstar's sweetheart back in Equestria. Nightstar then relates the story of how she and Diamond Melody first met, and later went on a date in Quickville. While traveling to that dimension, they both changed into their human forms,
It's
with
eerie,
Melody
man.
experiencing the transformation for the first time. They had a pleasant day in Quickville, and then consummated their love in Christine's bed.
Of course they did.
They had
Why
further
wouldn't
dates
they?
together, but unfortunately, Diamond Melody's human counterparts, both in Quickville and in the real world, turned out to be trolls toying with Christine, named Jessica Quick, referencing the troll Jessica Quinn. Melody felt guilty and ashamed by association and left Nightstar, who cried for a week or two. In a later story, Nightstar meets her true sweetheart, Kunhan Fu, with whom she helped win a battle in Quickville. After some time,
Cut
the two
nugget.
moved in together. Towards the end of the book, Nightstar telepathically asks Christine if she could come help her complete her comic book. Chris inserted photos of herself, showcasing her opening up a portal into Equestria and coming out the other side as a pony. Nightstar and Chris then both transform into their respective Sonichu forms and wish away the readers, foretelling that the next issue of Sonichu would be a return to normality. The back page of the comic was one of 3 commissions from Chris, made by artist Feathershine, depicting Nightstar and Kunhan Fu nuzzling.
Like the most Asian
On
looking
July
horse.
21st, writer Shonan Maguire, who was briefly involved with Marvel Comics, wrote on Twitter of the impact a certain issue of Spider-Man had on her. In it, she referred to the superhero as one belonging to Earth 616, which was one of many versions of Earth contained within the
Imagine getting upset that a fucking fictional character dies in a comic book. You do realize that they come back like every single time. I can't get into superhero shit, especially Marvel shit. One of the reasons is death has no merit. It's kind of like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball is great, but like I don't really get excited for the new Dragon Ball episodes that come out with Dragon Ball Super because it's just like, okay, somebody dies, you just push them back. All right, there's no consequence. Nothing was really lost. Whatever. A new hair color, that's cool.
multiverse of Marvel stories. Christine asked her if she knew the categorization number given to the Earth which they realistically inhabited. Maguire told Chris the real world was named as Earth 1218 when referenced in the Marvel comics. Chris delightedly thanked her for the information and asked if they could discuss the matter further through private messaging.
Oh no.
Maguire declined the offer as she was at an event at the time and Christine asked if she could direct her to another creator or chronicler with strong understanding of other dimensions so she could learn more about the topic.
Just watch Rick and
Another
Morty.
Twitter user informed the writer that Chris used her answer to further instill the belief of a multiverse existing in reality, and encouraged her to clarify that the concept of different versions of Earth was entirely fictional. McGuire replied, confirming that the Earth 1218 designation was a fictional concept reserved for the Marvel Universe, and apologized if her words were misleading. Chris did not respond to this reply. On July
Well,
22nd,
damage is done. It's too
Christine
late.
went to Facebook to defend her beliefs. I am only going to say this once for those who may think me as delusional, crazy, or shit like that. I'm not delusional, crazy, or anything of the sort. I have my own magic powers that I'm still learning about for myself,
that went
for
180
my
real
family
quickly.
and allies. I've already talked with psychiatrists and therapists years ago, so any new such meetings would be a very moot point. Also, I have been on anxiety and blood pressure meds for many years, and I have always been down to earth. And I still see my Sonichus and Roachus and all else from our sister dimension when they are here. Not to mention my electrifying powers and my quills, tail and ears of my Sonichu form literally on and attached to me and in feeling. Therefore, they all are real, and you may tell everyone that. And I do not wish to have to repeat myself on that. And I really do not like being mislabeled as delusional or shit like that.
I mean,
Plus, I have friends of our Earth.
to be fair, nobody in your community does, if we're being real. Oh god, see, here he starts with the fucking Earth 1218. God damn
here
it.
who have been to our sister dimension and experienced that world for themselves. Thank you. On the 23rd, Chris alerted her followers that her bill from her car mechanic was $850 and thanked Miss Cherry for her generous donation, calling her by her full name. Chris clarified that even though Miss Cherry felt very strongly about her, it was too soon to initiate any sort of relationship.
Well, at least that's
At
good.
around this point, Miss Cherry went to the Kiwi Farms to boast about becoming close to Christine. In the aftermath of her arrival, she was ridiculed and her private information was partially revealed. She soon after ended her monthly pledges to Chris's Patreon and stopped talking to her. On July 24th, Chris wrote that her car would be fixed in time for her trip to BronyCon, thanking her fans for their help and kindness. The next day, an eBay user who had purchased several things from Chris in the recent past left a critical comment upon receiving the Too Many Games signed poster purchased for $200, writing that it had come folded and wrinkled due to poor packaging.
I mean,
However, they still
look,
left.
at this point, it's just buyer beware. Like, if you don't know what you're purchasing from Chris, that's your fault. You can't get mad at Chris at this point, because, yes, technically you should be mad at Chris, but he has such a long fucking history of doing this kind of shit. Like, you get what you bought. You get what you paid for.
Chris a positive rating. On July 26th, Christine drove herself to Baltimore, Maryland, a day before the commencement of the BronyCon convention. While she stated her own car would be ready in time, she instead took her mother's Dodge Caravan. In Baltimore, she met up with Jay Hart, a fan and Kiwi Farms user, and received her personal BronyCon badge. Afterwards, they drove to have dinner. Possibly on the way, while stopped in traffic, a squeegee man offered to wash the car's windshield. Chris obliged and paid the squeegee man $2 and gave him her business card after
Oh my
briefly
god.
chatting.
This is a common problem in Maryland.
Give me a couple of bucks.
In Baltimore, it's a huge deal.
It's a problem in LA too. I hate it when motherfuckers come up to my damn car.
Me, I'm the celeb. When you get a chance.
Don't do it.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You said, what's your name is?
Christine Chandler.
Christine Chandler. Like, what you do?
Saatchi and Roach. I've been doing the books for more than almost 2 decades.
So you go to
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to the BronyCon.
you be at the convention center?
Yeah, I'll be there. See you later. Yeah.
In the morning of the 27th, Christine recorded a video addressing any fans she may possibly meet.
What's up, my bronies and bigger sister peeps?
Oh my god.
Christine Chandler coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland, and I got my porn from last year on USB
I'll get a pair in a little while.
Later on. Oh, yeah.
So,
I like
come
Chris
say
when he
hi.
wasn't a brony.
Selfies, hugs, no chat free, just, don't harass me or anything. Be kind.
Don't
Follow
touch
the
people.
rules. Okay? I'm certainly going to follow the rules. I learned my lesson from past experiences.
F
I'm
for
not going
doubt.
to go into liberty and talk about. So, enjoy BronyCon and I'll see you around.
From then on, she entered the convention center, where she fairly frequently met up with fans and took selfies with them. On the first day, she attended a signing event with the chance to meet My Little Pony voice actress Tabitha St. Germain, who had blocked Christine on Twitter in August of the previous year. While waiting in line, Chris made a short video.
Right now, I'm waiting in line to get Tabitha St. Germain's autograph, so nobody interrupt me there. And my feet gave out, so I'm standing on my knees.
Oh my god.
I did get a few good pictures here and there of my meet and greets and my fans. So anyway, that's my story right now. Check in again later.
After meeting with Saint Germain, they took a photo together and apparently had a nice chat. Some users on the Kiwi forums reported that Chris was allegedly surrounded by people that prevented others from getting too close to her without her permission. They were also wary of falsified reports coming from the image board 4chan, who were attempting to spread rumors of Chris being inappropriate with convention goers and force her to get kicked out. Christine kept in touch with the captain and let him know that she did not have any trouble and was having a good time.
My god.
On the second day, Chris planned to meet with female-to-male transgender MLP fandom voice actor No Whacking, who had blocked Chris on Twitter the previous year, and present to him gifts of a doll depicting My Little Pony character DJ Pone 3, which he voiced in fan productions, and a drawing showing the meeting between hers and No Whacking's original MLP characters. The meeting didn't go as planned, and in its aftermath, she went to Twitter to recount the experience. Okay, venting time. He pushed me away, and I had a drawing and a present. He remembered blocking me on Twitter like months ago. What is his problem with me nowadays? He closed himself off from me, did not even stop to tell me why. I feel devastated. I feel upset. Tears are welling a bit. Why?
I guess just don't be
Awesome
weird.
and inspirational as he is, he can be a dick, apparently. Who knew? I guess it is the aloof, cold dude in him. She soon met up with Jay Hart and explained what happened. Christine wanted Jay to pass the gifts to No Whacking, thinking he might accept them coming from a different person, but he refused and asked Chris to delete her tweets, since they may be used as a reason to report her to convention staff. She complied and quickly deleted the most recent tweet in the thread. Afterwards, she was surprised by a convention goer cosplaying as Sonichu, and they took a photo together. Later on, she attended the Riffing Rainbow panel, which encouraged attendees to try to read through a work of poor fanfiction
Look at all these
as it was written, accurately reproducing all the
Look at all these grown ass men. All these virgins. Look at this dude way back here with that receding ass hairline. Just shave it off, man. Just shave it off. But look at all these like fucking beta male cucks right here. Now there's one woman. There's one woman in this picture.
the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. The person who could continue reciting a segment of the work exactly for the longest time would win a DVD of the movie Paul Blart.
Oh my
Mall
god.
Cop. Chris was the second contestant to enter the challenge.
And just so everyone knows, I'm Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, and I am the creator of Sonichu and Roachu in the nation of Quickville. So let's do this bad fan fiction. Okay. And Spike commented over to her, "What do you want, Twilight?" Spike said, and Twilight said,
Oh, there's another girl.
"I need you to get me the book of magic." He gave the book to Twilight, and she said, "Thank you, Spike. Go away now." Twilight. Good. Open the book to chapter 5. It is book. Okay, you got it. But that is a nice time of 46
Chris ultimately did not win the contest.
Oh
Afterwards, a
no.
convention attendee on Twitter wrote that they were at a panel sitting next to Christine, who began conversing with a voice actor about being connected to a sister dimension. Towards the end of the day, Chris was refused entry into the Grand Galloping Gala, a formal dance party which required attendees to adhere to a strict dress code, to which she did not. During this time, Michael Hertz, a known Chris Chan hater, began spreading rumors on Twitter of Chris exposing herself to a woman in a bathroom to get her removed from BronyCon. Hertz's attempts did not lead to trouble for Christine, but Null warned her if convention security approached her to ask about the matter, she should stay calm and honestly answer their questions. On
Hey,
the
you really
third
did get
and
the
final
wings.
day, Chris took more pictures with her fans and attended panels and events without anything of note occurring. After BronyCon concluded, she wrote a commemorative tweet, thanking everyone for the good time she had, and looked forward to the following year's convention, which was announced to be their last. After packing up her things, Christine made her way back to the car and began her trip back home, back to reality, and back to troubles.
Felt like a vacation episode. Like we got away for a little bit. That's what it felt like. It's 44 minutes. Holy shit. Thank you guys, everybody who watched and kept up with it up to this point. It does mean a lot. It is fun. A lot of the times I'm just what the fuck is going on? I can't help it. This was actually a pretty quick episode, I gotta say. It wasn't as short as the one from last week, but it went by really quickly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't even believe 45 minutes went by, but it did. So, yeah. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see everybody in episode 65, possibly next week. So I will see you then. Thank you, and zap to the extreme.